Canon is introducing 2 additional focal length options in the f1.4 Hybrid Prime lens series with their new 24mm and 50mm VCM Prime lenses. These lenses were meticulously designed with hybrid creative professionals in mind, such as documentary filmmakers, street photographers, and photojournalists, who often find themselves bouncing between photo and video. Sporting excellent autofocus and compact form factor, these lenses are perfect for freelancers who find themselves needing to capture stellar photos and videos within one creative tool. These lenses have an always declicked aperture dial. Declicked apertures are often found in cine lenses, allowing shooters to smoothly increase and decrease their exposure while filming a scene. This declicked aperture feature will allow you to move from light to dark areas in a single shot without the awkward bumps and exposure caused by a clicked aperture dial. For still photos, you must use the iris in A mode for traditional aperture control from the camera body. Canon's engineers have worked hard to ensure that each lens in this series is as compact as possible, with each lens weighing approximately the same, and even have the same overall dimensions. Changing lenses while within a gimbal setup is now possible with little to no recalibration required, and more advanced camera rigs can easily swap out lenses with minimal adjustment to the surrounding gear. Now, these lenses do not have internal stabilization, but this lends itself to their aforementioned lightweight nature. I found that this is not, in fact, a drawback at these focal lengths, and the camera's internal image stabilization works effectively, as for now, the lineup only goes to 50mm. Now, in the hand, you might feel as if there's something somewhat loose or shaking around slightly inside, but worry not, as this is because these lenses each possess a floating optical system that is activated by powering on the camera. The moment you turn it on, the elements lock into place. This floating optical system preserves image quality even at close focusing distances, and uses 2 focus motors to move different optical groups independently, and it's key to the design of these lenses. That brings us to the VCM in the name, which stands for Voice Coil Motor. This is a powerful linear AF drive motor that gives super responsive and virtually silent autofocus with the speed a photographer needs and the smoothness that video shooters depend on for a perfect shot. The VCM works in tandem with a separate nano USM focus motor, which drives the floating optical group. This powerful internal tag team operation makes these lenses uniquely equipped to provide great optics and great AF for both photo and video. This also allows these lenses to have minimal focus breathing. Optically, these are L-series lenses, each highlighted by 2 aspherical lens elements as well as 2 ultra-low dispersion glass elements. Both lenses also have Canon's advanced air sphere coating, designed to minimize flare even in severe backlit conditions. Now, one thing that's easy to overlook with the VCM lenses is the importance of the digital distortion correction. All of these lenses are designed to not only take advantage of it, but they in fact require it. You can't disable distortion correction in camera, so be sure to leave it enabled when you're editing your raw photos. The lenses are designed a bit wider than their actual focal length and become the correct focal length when the correction is enabled, so you aren't losing anything. And in case you're worried, the distortion correction is remarkably effective. This shot here required compositing 2 different takes shot with the 24mm lens. It was important the geometry of the wall lined up well enough to stitch the shots together. With other lenses, especially on the wider end, distortion can become a concern for shots like these. If we look at the lenses themselves, as I said before, they almost completely match in length, width, and even weight. Just like the 35mm VCM, the 24 and 50mm lenses have a length of 3.9 inches and diameter of 3 inches. They also share a common filter thread size of 67mm. To give you an idea of how close they are in weight, 35mm is 555 grams, while these 2 new lenses are 515 grams and 580 grams respectively. Also on the rear of the 24mm lens is a separate included rear filter holder, which accepts either polyester or gel filters. These new 24 and 50mm VCM lenses combine both still and video-centric features, and seeing them join the 35mm is a great sign of what's to come for hybrid shooters. If you are an on-the-fly type of freelance photo and video shooter, these lenses just might be exactly what you've been waiting for. I'm Riley with B&H. Be excellent to each other.